So gamers, allow me to take on a bit of a trip. There's a certain man in the Nintendo space that is quite prolific, I might say. And I think he made a calamitous error. You know who he is, gamers. You know who he is. You've heard his name before. It's the guy, NintenDeen, gamers. Rose to a bit of prominence with his anti-Switch content. And if you guys were to describe what he's like in one word, gamers, what do you think? Hey, give me a word, chat. Give me a word. It's boring, slop, grift. He insists upon himself. Gamers, he's made a calamitous error. I watched some of his videos. I was like, fair. I saw some of his takes. I'm like, crazy, but fair. But gamers, he made the worst error of all. If any Nintendo YouTubers are out there wondering, how do I make sure Sir Moresty doesn't come after me? Firstly, I don't come after people. That's a very weird concept. I just like watching videos. But if you were to really be careful, you don't admit your fetish in my comment section. Because NintenDeen left me a comment, gamers. He left me a nasty, nasty comment. He said to me, chat, he said to me, I didn't realize you were an Arsenal fan. I had to reevaluate how much I enjoy your content now. And I said, it's not too late to be on the right side of history. And he said he's a United fan. Which everyone knows, if you're a Man United fan, that is the equivalent of loving getting kicked in the balls every weekend. And I'm just saying, NintenDeen, you need to keep your nasty fetish out of my comment section. Because there is no way in the large 25, someone is out here thinking they can support Man United and not getting their licks from Sir Moresty. So gamers, that's what inspired me, gamers. That's what inspired me to go on a field trip. I was like, what is this? What's this guy all about? And I think Mr. Cartman is in the Discord. Showed me something I thought was very, very strange. If I was gonna say something about NintenDeen's content, I'd be like, listen, I get it. If I was to like talk to NintenDeen off the record, I'd be like, you got a good thing going on, okay? Keep it going, brother. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. What I don't think you should do is I don't think you should probably be quoting Malcolm X in reference to Nintendo adults, which is exactly what he did in the community post. Media controls the masses. And I can't believe I'm quoting Malcolm, but it's so obvious here. I'm like, I personally don't think you should invoke his name when you're talking about bing woohoo adults. I think you should stay a bit more in your lane. Does that make sense? A bit more in your lane, gamers. I think you should. So, let's keep reading. Nintendo's little close to me experiment, if you guys don't know for context, it was that like animated short they made. They did a review. It was Pikmin related. The close to me experiment was nothing more than an attempt to control and set the narrative. Interesting phrase. They get criticized on Twitter, criticized on YouTube, and now they don't need to do whatever they can to force people to migrate to their dumb Nintendo Today app. So they can share the news/content and forego any negative backlash they've been facing with everything since April. Their videos have all the comments now turned off too, obviously. Yeah, that's what you gained. That's what you garnered from this. That's what you garnered from this. If you're asking me, now, if you're asking me, gamers, if you're asking me, Moresty, why does Nintendo have the Nintendo Today app? And it's because Nintendo are fucking weirdos. I don't think they're trying to control a narrative. They're trying to claim back the narrative. It's just they're a weird fucking company, bro. They're a company that does weird things. So that'd be my thing. It's the kind of thing that you would say if you were a certain word that begins with G that I won't be using just yet, gamers. I won't be using just yet. For those of you who don't know, the little baby short animation the other day had a follow-up that included Pikmin. People that shared the Pikmin version got hit with copyright strikes, which is very strange for Nintendo, very strange indeed. That people that they tried this a few times this summer by hitting people with takedown notices for sharing their daily news clips about Bonanza. Even updated the app 2-3 times to eliminate screenshots and screen recording, and they had to backtrack on it. They really want people to only get their news from the Nintendo app. Yeah, it's just, to me, I'd chalk this up to Nintendo being Nintendo. Does that make sense? Nintendo has a long track record of trying to seize control, and I think this is completely independent of like Nintendo's modern backlash. And I think to liken it to that is do we have a word for this? I don't know if I have a word for this. I don't know, to be honest, but we'll continue reading. They think they're big enough to force people to download an app if they want news. The funny thing is I told people they'd eventually start hitting people with takedown notices, copyright strikes prior to them actually doing it. And naturally was called a fearmongerer and some a liar by others. Seems like nothing has changed considering recent comments. So you mean, so I don't know, gamers. So you're using the example of some of the most extreme groups to otherize them, to bolster, to more stake your claim on your side of the aisle. I don't know, it's a certain tactic that certain people use. I'm just like, I don't know, the rhetoric is lining up. Let's put it that way, gamers. The rhetoric just seems to be lining up a little bit. It seems to be lining up just a little too hard, gamers. Let's keep reading. I also predicted a long time ago to have directs on the Today app and maybe even lock the app behind a subscription. We'll see if they can manage that one day. So, interesting. I would say you're a bit of a monger, and I'm not referring to fish. I'm not referring to fish, guys. So, I saw this post. Can you even monetize community posts? No. I was actually going to point out, thank you so much, JD. So he's doing this all for free, chat. He's doing this all for... So this is just what lives in this guy's mind rent-free. Because to me, if you're being honest, if he was just a grifter, while it would be annoying, I'd be like, get your money out. You know me, guys. I'm pro-bag. Get your money out, get your money. But this is this guy's, like, diary of his thoughts. He's putting thoughts to me. He's doing a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Instead of just, like, my theory of NintenDeen is that, best case scenario, he goes... Oh, clocked out. Oh, hello, wife and family of mine. That was a good day in the grift office. But no, it's grift tweeting on YouTube is another tier of diabolical. So gamers, I thought, am I gonna spend hours and hours and hours looking for all of NintenDeen's videos to try and find something to pick him on? Like, not particular, because I do think ultimately when you watch it NintenDeen, I think the biggest thing you can get him on is that he's a little dry and boring. I'll be real with you. Ultimately harmless, but a little bit dry and boring. Not enough skippity toilet in his videos, if you ask me. But I will say, he generally tends to have sound enough takes. So do you know what I thought would be a bit funnier, chat? Because you know me, like a bit chicanery. Do you know what would be even funnier? I thought it would be even funnier that instead of me trying to find a video in Nintendo, like put pieces together in NintenDeen being a grifter, I thought we would see if NintenDeen could do it for us. 3 months ago, gamers, before he became the grift conglomerate that he became, he made a video called The Problem with Grifters. And from skimming this video, this is back when he was a bit insecure about that label, I just thought it'd be really, really funny. Now that I have a post which makes it a bit clear to me that this guy's a little lost in the sauce, is NintenDeen gonna criticize NintenDeen? How hard is this gonna happen? So allow us to have a look at the piece de resistance, gamers. Let's have a look at how far NintenDeen has come. Because remember, this was back in June. So this is back when, like, his channel really first started popping off. Do you know what I mean? He started popping off. He's, like, getting a big amount of it. Let me show you guys, actually. Let me show you guys. So if we go back to about June, this is about when he first started popping off, right? So 4 months ago, let's scroll up. Jesus Christ. Really making that factory churn, eh? It's like you're giving Moresty a run for his money. So it's about, where is it? The Problem with the Grifters. Let's see if I can find the exact, oh, here it is. So it's about here. I don't know if it's showing up on the stream. Yeah, it's about up here. So this is back when, you see, I mean, feels a bit weird, paid DLC, launch predictions. So it's about the start of his, like, he opened Pandora's box, so to speak. And it wasn't too late to close it. I think it might be a little late to close it. So this is back when he was a bit, do you know what I mean? A bit insecure. So I'm just seeing what happens. I'm very curious, gamers. I thought we could go on a field trip together. Let's go on a field trip, gamers, and see exactly how far things have come. Let's take it away with The Problem with Grifters. Take it away.
I know what you're thinking. This guy is a troll. And you're right, but that's not what today's video is about.
right off the rip, gamers. Right off the rip. He's already running defense. Guys, please, I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those.
I think
I'm not one of those guys.
In my previous videos, as well as in the comment sections of a lot of my videos, that I got to use a Switch 2 for 1 hour. In the video specifically, I said that it belonged to a friend's and I got to use it for 1 hour on launch night. That is still true. I have not used it since launch night. Anybody that assumes that I bought the Switch 2 is going to assume that I bought the Switch 2. There's really nothing I can say at this point, but I want to clarify that in the first 30 seconds because a lot of people turn on my videos and they just like immediately comment something, and just like they're going to comment on this one and be like, oh, look who's talking, Mr. Grifter.
Oh, gee, I wonder why. All I'm saying is that I've never posted a video, chat, and tried to, like, predict the comments. Does that make sense? I never tried to people on the line. Does that make sense?
And, you know.
Did he actually eventually buy one? To my knowledge, I don't think he's bought one yet.
Yeah, we'll move on from there. I'm still completely delusionally on board that Nintendo is somehow going to make the Switch 2 better for us, whether it's by...
Oh my god, gamers. He had so much optimism. Where did it go? Where did it go, guys? Oh my god, man. Where did it go?
On board that Nintendo is somehow going to make the Switch 2 better for us,
Poor
whether
guy,
it's by dropping
man.
the price or having some bundles.
Don't get me wrong, if I was watching this video today, I would have said he was coping. But like the fact that he was there, do you know what I mean? He was on the Arlo side of history. Yeah, when I criticize the Arlos of the world, should we speak, like I think they're like definitely like, but like I find them ultimately way more harmless than like this ilk, if that makes sense, right? So I'm just like, damn, you could have been something, Nintendo. You could have been something.
And because of how stubborn I am going to wait to buy that Switch 2 once it's made available. Or, you know, if Donkey Kong Bonanza ends up being phenomenal, I might buy one used, like I've been saying for 2 months. And to be clear, 2 months ago when I started speaking ill about Nintendo, I was coming off of a...
Again, you could tell this is me. Chat, you could just tell. Again, it's not the big things, it's the small things, chat. You could just tell, like, the way he took a pause before saying ill, gamers. You could tell this is hurting him still. This isn't the NintenDeen from this post, chat. You could tell he's hurting, gamers. You can tell.
2 months ago when I started speaking ill about Nintendo, I was coming off of a high of having successful Mario video after Mario video for a solid...
Now, gamers, I hope you realize this is the part of the video I paused. I'm like, okay, I have to make this a segment on the stream, gamers. Because he's just outright telling us. Gamers, he's saying the silent bit out loud. Listen again.
I was coming off of a high of having successful Mario video after Mario...
Interesting. So you want a high of positive content, a high of views, so you're feeling good. Almost like you're on a high of views now, and you're just feeling like the Pokemon one. I saw a bit of this. I didn't watch all of it because I wanted to avoid spoilers. But 118K, eh? That's some big views, brother. Damn, bro. Is there a word we can? Oh, mighty Allah, Subhanahu wa Taala. Is there a word I can use? Is there a word I can use? And while it might not be 100% accurate, does it describe him well enough? Does it, gamers? I don't know.
Video for a solid 4 months, daily. When I started criticizing the Switch 2, I had one video go viral, and then I lost over 1,000 subs. And then
I just want to take a brief sidebar, chat. If you told me, Moresty, have you ever had a video where you lost subs? I'm gonna look at you and go, no. I literally could not tell you. I could not tell you. I'll be really honest with you. Now, in all fairness, maybe 1,000 subscribers I probably would notice, but like I'm just like, I can't say I've ever noticed. I'm not even kidding, chat. I'll show you an example, right? I only noticed this last week, by the way. So I uploaded a video on my Pokemon channel about the situation with Game Freak, right? I'm not logged into that channel right now. That video had like 100 dislikes and 400 likes. I didn't notice until like 2 weeks after that video went up. Because I just don't look at that, man. I just don't care. I just want to put my thoughts out about Pokemon. It really is like I wish I was looking at you and saying I lied. I just don't care. I really don't care. I just like making stuff. I couldn't tell you how many views my latest Sonic Crossbars video does. I just don't look. I just read the nice comments and heart them, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? That's all I do. I love getting comments. I love replying to the comments, Batman. I love it so much.
When I continued to speak negatively because I was speaking what was on my mind about my thoughts of Nintendo following the Switch 2 Direct, I would start most of those videos off by apologizing. And in the comment sections, I would be apologizing. And until now, when somebody comments in my videos saying your channel is not what it used to be, even if they're being very insulting to me, I usually apologize to them. Unless they're like really being rude, then I might reply something sarcastic. And that's because I genuinely feel bad. They were expecting a certain type of video from NintenDeen, and then all of a sudden...
you betrayed them, NintenDeen. How do you feel? You betrayed them. You betrayed them, NintenDeen. You used to be something, man. And you put on the Green Goblin mask, brother. Look at this. You put on the mask, brother. I can't believe this. Yeah, I don't know to be honest, I don't know what's worse. The fact that, what's it? The fact that he was like, the fact that like now he's obviously changed the stance completely, put on the mask, or the fact that he was apologizing in his comment section. I I'm sorry, you're not getting me you're not getting, it would be like, I wouldn't say a cold day in hell, but I'd have to like really make a calamitous error to apologize. I really would have to. I would say, if there's one that I would say, oh, actually, Oreo's in the chat right now. I think there was one Moresty VOD where I talked about, I made like a stance on like, I kind of hate it when people self-diagnose because like ideally the doctor should know, so you should go to that. And I think Oreo gave me like a genuinely insightful point about how there's been historical instances where doctors haven't always been the most trustworthy in instances like that, especially around women. And I did a bit of research and I'm like, holy shit, you're kind of onto something. So then guess what? I snipped out of the VOD, I apologized, and I moved on. That's something I'll apologize for if I get like a calamitous take. I'm not apologizing for having an opinion, bro. That's crazy. If I'm like if I'm calamitously misinformed on something, of course I will. But that's kind of it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not apologizing. That's insane to me. But anyway, that was the NintenDeen of old. He used to be like that. He used to be like that. You know what I mean? And now he's something else, man.
Feel bad. They were expecting a certain type of video from NintenDeen, and then all of a sudden NintenDeen switched the type of content he was putting out. But at the end of the day, I gotta talk about what's important to me. I took a massive risk on my channel by starting to speak negatively on Nintendo.
Oh no, you spoke negative about Nintendo in the most profitable era to talk shit about it. And then of course, this is the part where NintenDeen might say to me, hindsight is 2020, to which I say, even then I still don't care. I can't say I'm in the ballpark of caring about the massive risks my video man makes about videos. Just put the content in the bag. You know what I mean? Like, if Scott the Was opened one of his videos with, guys, I'm taking a massive risk making this, so make sure you watch from start to end. I'd be like, just Scott, I'm double tapping until you go, hey, y'all. I'm double tapping until you say, hey, y'all. I don't care. And I'm bearing in mind, I love Scott. He's like top 3 YouTubers of all time for me. But even Scott the Was, I'm just like, listen, brother, just let me skip ahead, go, hey, y'all, and then our relationship continues of you make videos while I'm eating, and then I watch you and I give you a like and subscription. Let's continue that, okay?
And right now, I think most of my subscribers are waiting for me to buy a Steam Deck. And I'm taking another massive risk because I still haven't bought a Steam Deck, and it's not really on my radar at the moment. Like, it's like on the back of my mind, maybe.
Guys, you understand I have to buy a Steam Deck to make Steam Deck content for my new audience. I have to. This is funnier than I thought it would be, honestly. I thought I was kind of worried this would be a fail segment. No, I've got my laughs already, bro. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. I have to appeal to the Steam Deckers. The Steam Deckers. Sorry, I might be overblowing. It might not be as funny to you as it is to me, but this is top 1 content for me. A risk not to buy. I'm just like confused. I'm like, what are we doing?
But I'm not going to do it for the channel. That's just not really what I'm about. Like, to an extent, I'm willing to cover what people want to hear, and a lot of people want to hear about the stuff that Nintendo's doing, and that's why I'm talking about it. But I have to want to talk about it. I have to want to do it.
Would you say, would you look me, see, that's the thing, would you look me in the eye and say you would want to talk about everything you've talked about here? I'm going to be honest, I'm looking at you in the eye, NintenDeen, and saying you're a liar. There's no way every single video you've made post-Grift you've wanted to make or you needed to make. I guarantee there's somewhere you could have just left it on the wayside, but you looked at it and went, oh, but the views though, ooh, almost like a, oh man, what's the word again, guys? What's the word again?
Nintendo guy, and go against the company that most of my fans were fans of just because other people want to hear it. I'm going to speak out against them because it's something that I truly feel strongly about. But I understand why that would be very hard for people to fully grasp. Because at the end of the day, YouTube is full of grifters. YouTube is full of rage baiters. And YouTube is full of people that are not genuine. Let's just be real. That's how the internet works. And you're gonna see it now. You're gonna see them holding the Switch 2 in their hand, doing an unboxing. They're gonna have spent like the last 5-6 months talking about how crappy Nintendo is, and now they're gonna release 2 or 3 videos a day reviewing games that they're playing in their hands.
I think I was gonna say NintenDeen. What NintenDeen is describing is the literal definition of a grifter, right? Like in that, yes, the literal, because obviously the word grifter is definitely horribly overused. The word grifter, like that's literally what it'd be. It'd be somebody who says, like, I would say beat 'em ups when he was doing the thing. is like, that was a full-on grifter hard R. You know, he's like, the price of Nintendo games are so bad, and he buys like every accessory. That was him being a grifted ass little bitch, right? What NintenDeen might say, oh, Mutar's another example. That was him being a grifting ass bitch, right? I think NintenDeen is coping by saying he's not one of those grifters. He's literally doing that. I'm like a grifter adjacent, but at least I'm not one of those grifters. And it's like, if I was going to call you something, I don't think I'd actually call you a grifter hard R, if that makes sense. Because I don't think you actually, in a literal sense of the definition, you are. I would say you're so close to one, though, that when people say it, I'm not going to correct them. It's the same way that, like, for example, you know, with Gaming Grift, for example, right? With Gaming Grift, when people were saying he's a racist because of those weird remarks he made, I was not comfortable making the remark myself, but there was enough evidence where I'm like, if somebody else was to say he's definitely got a few like strange opinions on his on his Mastodon, I'd be like, okay, I'm okay with people having that opinion in my live chat. It's the same with this. Does that make sense? It's the same with this. I'm okay with people saying I think most people would call you a grifter. While technically that's an inaccurate term, I think to describe what you are in the current state, I don't think necessarily a bad assumption to come to, you know? It's like when people look at my Moresty channel and call me reaction slop. It's wrong, obviously, but I don't blame people for coming to that assumption. I really don't.
With their own footage, and it's because they know you're going to click on it and you're going to listen to what they're doing. These people are not heroes. They're not martyrs. They're not spending their money so that you don't.
I was just checking if that was the real Dimitri.
These people are not heroes. They're not martyrs. They're not spending their money so that you don't have to. That's not how this works. They are spending their money because they know it's going to make them money. This is their livelihood. Do you respect the hustle? Maybe. I respect the hustle.
When it comes to like full-on grifters hard R, I don't think I do. I want to be honest. Like the beat-em-ups of the world, I'm like, get the money, but I wouldn't say I respect it. With NintenDeen, I say get the money, fair dues, do your thing. I at least have a little bit of respect for the bag chasing. I think once you become like a grifter hard R, I'm just like, yeah, no, you're cooked. Like even because like not only is it just getting the money, but like you're literally just. You're not even being earnest. You know what I mean? I can at least believe there's still a little bit of earnestness in what NintenDeen does. Not entirely obvious. I think he's a grifter soft A. I think someone said grifter soft A. I'd say he's a grifter soft A.
They are doing. These people that already have massive channels.
Grifter's their word, okay? You can say grifter.
Look at my subscriber count. What am I? I'm not even at 20K. I don't know how much money you guys think I make off of this, but it's not enough to cover a fraction of my bills.
And then it's the classic deflection of, I don't make a lot of money from this, therefore, which 3 months ago might have been true, but now, oh my God, Mr. Dean, you're making bank, broski. You joking me? Money talks, gamers. Here comes the money. Money talks. Now, bearing in mind, obviously, like I get my chunk of my income via super chats, which is a line of income that Nintendo doesn't have access to because it doesn't live stream. But even if you take that aside, I make a decent penny, I would say. Not enough to go full time, obviously, but a decent penny. So if we're talking someone with like more of the subs than me, this is you can like look at this shit. Assuming all of these videos are still monetized, which I have no reason to believe it's not, since he just does like basic gameplay with commentary over it. Yeah, he's making a decent chunk. He could probably, I would say he's either close to or could easily go full time with the money he makes. I was from my just staring at his channel. Obviously, I'm not an expert, but comparing my numbers to this, yeah, I think he could easily like either risk going full time or be like comfortably doing this part time. He could literally reduce his hours at work if he wanted to, 100%. Because if I could do that, he could definitely do that. You know what I mean?
I've been rejecting sponsorships for Switch 2 accessories.
No, have you? No, not the sponsors. No. Oh no, I feel so bad for you, Mr. Dean. No! If you guys are curious, so have I. But like, this is the first time I've ever said it, because that's not your issue, is it? I'm not gonna look you guys in the eye and tell you, guys, I've avoided this, but yeah, I have, because they're all dog shit. I don't want anything to do with them, bro. They're all dog. I'm not playing your shitty little mobile game, bro. I'm not playing your Vampire Survivors knockoff, little bro. I ain't playing that shit. All right, straight up. I would literally rather do a second Dimitri December and rake in the super chats that way. I'd rather do that, bro.
Left and right, because I refuse to fold and review an accessory for a console that I have been vehemently against.
Congratulations.
It's just not what I am here for.
Do you want a medal? Lord knows Man United ain't getting it. I'm abusing the laugh track on my soundboard today.
A lot of the YouTubers that my name is being associated next to at this very moment. People are saying, yeah, they all said they weren't going to buy the Switch 2, but this guy and NintenDeen, they all sold out. I'm seeing those other YouTubers are advertising those same accessories that I got offered. Because
yeah, it's the nature of commentary. Like now, in all fairness, I'll give NintenDeen a bit of slack for this, because I would imagine like he maybe wasn't used to the idea of people just running his name through the mud for no reason. Whereas like I've been a security guard for 10 years, it practically comes with the job description. So I'm very much used to the fact that people will just say things about me. I've had someone try and get me fired because they thought I yelled slurs at them, and my manager said, "Did you yell slurs?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not." And he was like, "Yeah, right." And he worked, and he's like, you know what I mean? Like people will just do that. But I think this probably like the first time it happens, I will admit it is a bit jarring. Like I think what was it? What was the tweet actually? Oh, I remember actually. It was the funny enough, he's in chat today, Empathetic Gamer. I think when I'll show you this now actually. Like something like this, I could have seen like bothering me maybe like 8 years ago. Now I'm just like, it is what it is, man. That's just the internet, innit? It's when he made a lovely tweet. All right. I hope you realize my ego is now 10 times as huge now. Okay. My ego is 10 times as huge now. I can't believe 1K on that bitch. Yeah, hell yeah. But I think if he scored down, it's Twitter, so I gotta be careful just in case. Where was the? I think somebody said. Oh, here it is. This. Now, in all fairness, it does get marked as probable spam. But it's this, and it's like. Brother, he forgot his meds, chat. Brother forgot his meds. He forgot his meds, and I'm just like, yeah, that just happens. I just want to be real, chat. I've seen like, I would say like 20 to 30 tweets of this ilk. But have you ever seen me talk about them or mention them? No, because they're just not worth my time. I don't care about. If you're wondering have I seen it, I maybe have, and if I have, the fact that it's the first time I've ever brought a tweet like this up should be evidence of the fact that I just don't care about these people, man. Yeah, people will just say things. People will just say things. Like that's just what happens. So I'll give NintenDeen a bit of pass for this. The first time it happens, I imagine it's a bit like, no, but I'm just small bean. I'm small wholesome bean. No, why would people say that about me? No, but like, yeah, it's just people just be typing. People see what's on your mind and think that's an actual suggestion as opposed to just a prompt. You know, that's how it works.
Because this is what they advertising those same accessories that I got offered. Because this is what they do. This is their hustle. This is their livelihood. They speak ill when it's time to speak ill, and they will speak positively when it's time to speak positively.
I think NintenDeen is making the calamitous error thinking he's better because he doesn't. Whereas I'm looking at you saying, okay, bare fucking minimum, motherfucker, I don't care.
And they will do whichever one is needed to be done in order for them to achieve their goal.
9/11 was bad.
My goal, however, is a pushback against Nintendo. Now, I said I respect the hustle. I said that I understand that they have to pay their bills. But I also think they're very problematic. And they're problematic in the same way that toxic positive people are problematic. The pro-Nintendo YouTubers, the most popular ones. The ones that I still like and still watch a lot to this day. Because, again, I'm a Nintendo fan. I watch Nintendo YouTubers. That's what I do for fun. I scroll.
Now, what I would say to you is, now, okay, bearing in mind I am cutting him off halfway. But I would agree with you, actually. I don't like it when people are toxically positive or toxically negative, but I react to those videos in kind and offer like my chicanery and commentary and feedback on exactly why I don't like those things. I think a good example you could look at of me doing this effectively, and I'm going to take full credit for this, even if he never acknowledges me, is Arlo, right? I think there was 2 Arlo videos, the Pikmin one and what was it? I forgot the second one. It was the one before the latest one, where I just thought he had a fucking stinker, bro. Are you kidding me? The absolute stinkiest takes on planet Earth, broski. It was such a stay in your lane take, and it was a Jamboree one, so it was the Jamboree one, not the Odyssey Gasline. That was just funny. The Jamboree one. So yeah, it was the Jamboree one and the Pikmin 3 one. Where I'm just like, the Pikmin 3 one, I'm just like, if you can't handle daily slop drama, stay in your lane. Which, weirdly, he has. And the Jamboree TV one, my issue wasn't the fact that you don't like the discourse about, you don't like the fact that the discourse is what it is. It's the fact that you're using dog shit whataboutisms. That's my issue with you, Arlo. Just don't don't go, oh, Nintendo is bad, but what about Xbox? Shut the fuck up, you absolute puppet nerd, all right? Stay in your lane. Mention the Discord. If you want to talk about this, you can. Just don't make me feel like a dipshit because of it, bro. Be reasonable. And guess what? In his next video, he was reasonable. I'm like, okay, Shit, fair dues. So, listen, I don't care if Arlo never acknowledges me on planet Earth. All I'm saying, chat, is I made a video calling him a dipshit, and he made the next video, and I'm like, oh shit, he wasn't a dipshit anymore. I can say I've made more tangible change than you have. I made Arlo less of a dipshit. And again, I'm taking full credit for that, okay? I have no proof he watched me. I'm being schizo, I'm taking full credit for it. I'm taking full credit for it, motherfucker. I'm taking full credit for it.
All through Nintendo fan. I watched.
So yeah, obviously the point of me mentioning that was, do you really think you're making a difference with all of these? That's what I would ask you. I could schizophrenically claim that I've had more of a tangible impact on the toxic positivity and toxic negativity of things that happen around the Nintendo space. Because yeah, I hate them both. I hate both of you people. I hate the super bing bing Arlo Nintendo lands of the world, and I hate the fucking dog shit ass like grifters of the world. I hate both. I fucking hate both, bro. I wonder if Arlo doing the Musty thing of having no idea who Musty is. No, he knows who I am, okay? He knows who I am.
Nintendo YouTubers.
I'm coping.
I scroll through Nintendo subreddits. My life is Nintendo. I'm NintenDeen.
I'm a Redditor.
So naturally, these are the circles that I follow. I follow Nintendo Life. I really enjoy Alex from Nintendo Life. I've been watching him for years. Good Vibes Gaming. I follow that a lot. Ironically, I used to follow...
John Cartwright mentioned gamers. John Cartwright mentioned gamers. John Cartwright is my fucking goat. I love Jonathan Cartwright. Jonathan Cartwright could never do any wrong, okay? Jonathan Cartwright is my goat, all right?
I've been watching him for years.
My
Good
fucking fella right there, bro.
A lot. Ironically, I used to follow Arlo a lot more, but I stopped following him because he was negative all the time, which is funny because now everybody's saying he's all positive because he's pro Nintendo.
Yeah, that's really funny, actually. I don't think I've ever seen the Arlo negative arc. I've heard people say, like, oh, he was like the Paper Mario guy. He was like fucking hating on Paper Mario guy. I'm like, where's that Arlo? That Arlo seems like a lot more fun. That Arlo seems like he'd play Call of Duty with me.
I don't watch him as much anymore, but he seems like he's fine. Like, I got no issues with his content for the most part. But for all of these channels, I understand when they review something, when they speak about something, especially if it's something that just came out, that they know the crowd they're speaking to. They know to what extent they can criticize something, and they know when something needs to be blown out of proportion in a good way.
Like, okay, you know, fair. I would say there's definitely a bit of, I think the term is audience capture, when people are captured by what their audience wants as opposed to what they have to say. To which I think that ironically what I do, if I can glaze myself some more, I think what I do does more tangible change, because I would say, if anything, me calling out these people, even if they never see it, makes the audience who will watch my videos more cognizant of what to look out for. Because yeah, that's my issue. My issue is if you make positive content, make positive content. If you make negative content, make negative content. For me, the issue is when you like seem like you're being a bit double-sided about it. That's my issue. That's entirely my issue with it. That's entirely my issue with it. When the big channels make their positive videos, they know they kind of know they have to play into an audience. My thing is, are you playing into your audience? Or are you being willingly deceptive? That's my issue. And that's why I'll willingly like, not necessarily deceptive, but just even sometimes on the right. Sometimes deceptive, but then sometimes I wouldn't describe Arlo using whataboutism as deceptive. I would say it's just stupidness. Do you know what I mean? Just as long as your arguments are cogent and your argumentation is solid, I have no issues with you, either positive or negative. You know? I just want people to be better at making their points. Disingenuous. That's the word I'm looking for. As long as you're not disingenuous, that's what I take issue with.
The positives. And I understand that when I watch their content, when they speak really highly of something, or they sweep something that's massive under the rug. I realize why they're doing that, and that's why a lot of times I take their opinions with a grain of salt, or I try to read between the lines.
Or maybe you can make a video pointing that fact out. Like, for example, like beat-em-ups is the perfect example. Who's that guy whose video we watched? He pointed out that he obviously talks about the prices being bad, and it talks about the accessories thing. If there are YouTubers that are doing that, I would say, yes, you should probably call them out on that. Because how else do you get people to change unless you call them out? Does it make sense? That's what I believe in anyway, but...
A lot of times, I take their opinions with a grain of salt, or I try to read between the lines. And I will just put this right out there for you. Any YouTuber that has been speaking ill of the Nintendo Switch 2 over the past 2 months... and is currently holding a Nintendo Switch 2 in their hand and reviewing it for you, you cannot take their opinion seriously. And they all go one of two ways. Either they're going to bash the ever-living hell out of that console because they want to continue on with the rage because the rage has been doing good for them, or now they got to be smart. They invested in this console. They need reviews for the games. They need reviews for the product. They might have some sponsorships coming up. and they want to be the go-to person that people watch when they want to buy a specific game and they need an opinion on it. So now, all of a sudden, they got to kind of shift gears. People are going to be looking for—
Almost like you shift gears when you realize you could make bad into— Interesting! Almost like you shifted gears, eh? Almost like you hopped the ship and made a whole ass new channels, eh? Interesting! Interesting, Mr. Dean!
for a review of any particular first-party or third-party title, so they're going to watch their videos. And they're going to swing through the topics because they need to chase the money. They need to chase the clicks. These people and the positive Nintendo channels that I met earlier are two sides of the same coin. And both of them can provide with genuinely good opinions. I'm not saying they can't.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you can't.
It's important for a lot of people to understand the difference between a YouTuber that's making content for the sake of the views and one that is making content for the sake of what they believe.
I agree. I think you should take into account whether they're making it for the views or making it for the
making content in for their passion. There's a very clear reason why I generally tend to avoid buying games when they first come out. Because I don't like reviews from reviewers. I like retrospectives a lot. Actually, retrospectives are a big reason why I go back and play retro games, because somebody speaks about a game that came out—
God, he was so innocent back in the— he was, wasn't he? God, he was— this is back when he was like, no, I'm not a grifter. No, no, don't come in. No, guys, no. Do you know what it reminds me? It reminds me of old DSP. It literally reminds me of old DSP to like a T. Except at least it took DSP years before he went from, guys, we need to hit the money goal. Guys, no. And I was just like, guys, support is low. Like, it took him years to get to that point. It took NintenDeen 4 months, bro. It took him 4 months. He saw the dollar signs in his eyes for 4 months. I went, you know? Yeah, it's like seeing young pictures of Chris. Exactly. Oh, man. Where did the time go?
I'm like, I gotta give this a shot. This sounds phenomenal. And it's because when they get into these games and you hear them speak about it with actual passion and not just speaking about it because it just came out and people need to click on something, it makes it all the more appealing.
I agree.
But there's an even greater issue, I think. And buckle up because we're gonna go pretty deep on this one.
I'm buckled.
It's very important to me to separate myself from these people that are being labeled as grifters.
Why is that?
And it has very little to do with what people think about me.
Okay.
It has more to do with how much of a detriment it is to the actual cause. Because what happens is when you go onto these online forums and you go onto these comment sections and someone genuinely believes in the cause, the pro-customer cause, they point to things that I or somebody else may have said. And that person is relying on our arguments. I've seen my name pop up all over the internet over the past 2 months. Obviously in like small Nintendo circles, but you know, it's been popping up. That's never happened to me before. And the comments always say the same thing. Yeah, he's the same as XYZ YouTuber. And then when I go and look up who these YouTubers are, I'm like, okay, if people think this is what I'm doing, then I'm doing something wrong.
No, people are just, sometimes people are just dipshits, bro. No, sometimes people are dipshits. I've gotten some of the strangest comparisons, do you know what I mean? No, like, unfortunately, Nintendo, you made the calamitous error of like assuming that people actually make sense when they do typing shit. So people, listen, brother, people just be, if there's something I've learned, bro, on the internet, it's that people just be typing shit. People just be typing shit just because they can. You saw the tweet I put up earlier, chap. People just be typing shit, bro. You can't take anything that these people say seriously. People generalize the fuck out of YouTubers. The issue is he's not used to it happening to him, so he's like, no, I can't be compared to the Grifty Man 64. I'm not Grifty Man 64. I'm Nintendo. No. It's like, no, just people just be talking, bro. Come on.
I'm not conveying the message well enough.
No, you probably. But I would not use people comparing me to another YouTuber as the barometer of whether my message is being told correctly. People have compared me to Sniper Wolf. Yes, chat, me! If you're asking me, but then obviously that begs the question, Moresty. When you think you've done something like wrong or like that, where do you start finding that axis for like change or self-reflection? For me, I operate on a system, if you guys are curious anyway, I think some people have asked me like my stances on like this sort of thing before. But yeah, like for me, I operate on a system of like, you kind of have to earn your ability to have a take that I'll actually pay attention to. Either, and that's why, for example, and this is why, chat, if you're wondering, this is why, and this is not even to say that if you're part of my community, by the way, this is why, let me show you. This is why I have this, because some people are always a bit confused when I say this. In terms of my guidelines for submitting a reaction, it's already an established channel. Because if it's someone that like has like had a consistent through line of saying things, I'm like, okay, you obviously have some sort of investment in the consistency of your voice. Therefore, I think you're much more likely to say things that make sense. Right? If you're someone that just be saying shit, why the fuck am I listening to you? You know what I mean? And so it works for when I'm watching other people. It works for the people in my community. Like, for example, if Bumfuck McGee starts typing in my chat, oh, Moresty, you have to check this thing out. I'm like, you're Bumfuck McGee. Who the hell are you, bro? But like, if like someone like Matthew Smart is like, okay, Moresty, I think you should check this thing out by Thingamajig. I'm like, okay. That's Matthew Smart, right? He's like consistency. It's the consistency of your voice. Regardless of the in my community or not in my community, it's the consistency of your voice. If someone is on like Nintendo Forum Lover 64 and be typing NintenDeen's a fucking grifter, like what are we talking about here? Do you know what I mean? Like, are you saying that guy's opinion is worth your time? Do you have to have enough cred, literally. I'd trust an Alfonso way more than I'd trust a bumfuck 64 in my Sonic comment section. Do you know what I mean? Well, you're talking to, oh my lord, bro, I think I deleted all the comments, chat. I deleted all the comments because now I kind of get it, but like at the same time, okay, so let me show you. Let me show you another example of like people be typing shit. I wish I had any examples to show you. I think I deleted them all because I was just like, you guys just go. So I uploaded this video, like my racing interactions. Now, of course, I react to these like non-linearly, right? So I think I fucking unavailable. Get out of here, you liar. So I did a stream where I watched all the ones from the online network test, then all the base game characters, then I did all the missing ones. But I had like at least 5 different comments saying, "But Moresty, you didn't even react to them all. What the fuck? Why did you upload? Why are you saying full stream? Why are you lying to me? Because people just be typing shit, bro." Because people just be typing shit. That's what happens. People just be typing shit, man. Honestly, that's one piece of advice I can give to you guys. People just be typing shit. Literally. Like, I know I did it non-linearly, so I'm not like upset about that or anything. But like at the same time, like it's proof that people just be typing shit. Do you know what I mean? Because like I timestamped the 3 streams I did it. So again, I understand that it's annoying that you have to jump around to find your interaction. But like you can't say I didn't watch them all, because I did watch them all. I just did it non-linearly. But again, it's like you can't expect people to. When I uploaded that, I was like, I am 100% gonna get comments of people saying that. And guess what? I fucking did! Because like I know what's gonna happen. That's why. And do you know what I do? I account for that. I just delete them and I move on because I'm not letting you stay. I'm not letting you stay. I'm sorry. You're gone. Maybe I could have done a better job of doing timestamps, of course. But like I'm just not dealing with that. You know what I mean? I don't acknowledge those people. They're just not worth my time. Honestly, it's just not worth my time. And I think that's the way you should go about it. It's about good rapport. If you've not given much reason to be listened to, I went, yeah, exactly. That's how it is, man.
Now, but like, then I'm doing something wrong. I'm not conveying the message well enough. So now, whether it's me or whether it's another YouTuber that's spoken up strongly against the Nintendo Switch, but is clearly not doing it either for the rage or for the clicks, when our fight, our message, our cause gets mixed up with these people, it pollutes the entire message. Now there can't be a true fight against Nintendo's anti-customer practices. Instead, they're all just doing it for the rage, for the clicks, for the money. And if it turns out that I'm making the same argument that one of these more prominent YouTubers that kind of sold out are making, all of a sudden my argument loses value. My cause loses value. Our cause loses value. So even if they've been helping along on this fight against Nintendo's anti-customer practices, the lack of being genuine overall is a detriment to what they are saying, to what our outcome is meant to look like. Because if these people online actually don't believe in the cause, then all of the viewers and all of the listeners, slowly, they're just kind of like, well, there's no point in boycotting anything. I might as well just buy the Switch too. I'll give you a real life example.
I think the fault that NintenDeen made, I feel kind of bad, guys. This is like a young NintenDeen, you know what I mean? He's under the assumption that this shit was actually gonna do it. Poor guy, man. He really thought he was gonna do something. Do you know what I mean? He really thought he'd be doing something. I'm like, Oh, poor guy. Poor fucking guy, bro. He really thought he was gonna do something. He thought he was starting a movement, guys. He thought he was the main character. I don't know what to say, man. It's like, it's such a wholesomely naive way of thinking about it, it really is. Because I'm just like, I understand, like, when it comes to, if you are hoping to signal that you're not, that you are boycotting Nintendo, you're not doing this thing about Nintendo to, like, your audience of the YouTube space, I think that's fine. But, like, if you, like, when you say it pollutes the cause for Nintendo making any change, I'm like, yeah, okay, wrap it up, no, bro. Wrap it up. The only thing Nintendo care about is if line go up. And NintenDeen, and, like, Shigeru Miyamoto's going, what's going on? NintenDeen posted a video. Oh, no way. I can't believe this. It's hardly happening, you know what I mean? Like, when I make videos about, like, certain topics that I want to, like, resonate with people, you're like, Moresty, how far do you want this message to go? But, like, I just hope my audience sees this and finds, like, some value. And that's kind of it. I'm not expected to permeate the annals of discourse forever. You know? Like, even when I said the Arlo thing, I'm like schizophrenically saying Arlo's see my videos. But if he legitimately never saw any of my videos and he kept being shit, I'd be like, I made my videos because I wanted to, like, show people an example of how not to make arguments. Whether Arlo listens to me or not is completely independent of how I feel about it. Because, like, that's the scale you should be thinking about these things about. I don't think it's very healthy to think that you're going to make any tangible shit. Literally main character. Someone said it, main character energy. It really fucking is, isn't it? It's literally main character energy. Because I'm just like, you wouldn't, this was never going to happen. What did you think was going to happen? Be real with me. But again, this is like 3 months ago in NintenDeen. I wonder if he thinks the same thing now. What if he's growing up?
You guys are all familiar with whataboutisms. I don't remember which documentary it was, but it was talking about how much of a stranglehold the sugar industry has on the United States. And I think most people that are at certain levels of education already understand how bad it is in the United States when it comes to the sugar.
Yeah, you guys be fat.
I remember I was discussing some of the dirty practices in that industry, specifically with one of my friends, and he told me I sounded like a flat earther, basically implying that I'm just like making up a whole conspiracy in my mind and it's like a whole government thing and doesn't make any sense. And it made me realize something. The whole idea of flat earthers kind of ruined any semblance of a true theory against something that the government is clearly doing. It gave
Hang on, I want to hear that. Can I hear that again, please? I'm sorry. I'm kind of lost.
Make any sense. And it made me realize something. The whole idea of flat earthers kind of ruined any semblance of a true theory against something that the government is clearly doing.
Or maybe you just have a shit friend. I'm sorry. Or maybe you just have a talk shit friend. Because, like, yeah, if like one of my friends were bantering me saying, man, the government are doing the sugary industry thing, and I made a genuinely good take, and someone's like, nah, Moresty, you be flat earthing, bro. I'm like, bro, your mum's flat earthing these nuts, bro. But like, if he earnestly said to me, no, Moresty, I think you're a conspiracy whack job, I don't think that's someone I'd be friends with. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he was bantering me, then yeah, banter me. Yeah, like, let's banter. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, your nuts are gonna be flat when I'm done with you, mate. But like, if he was being earnest with you and really like did that, I'm like, what kind of friend is? not the kind of friend I would have if I was like earnestly talking about something that I believed in, and he wrote it off as like flat Earth bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Unironically, like in earnest, should I say? Because I like a bit of banter. If someone bantered me for that, I think it was funny. But if someone did that in earnest, I'd be like, what the fuck was that, bro? That's actually bad.
It gave a lot of people a trump card, pun, I guess, kind of intended. Like, you go after the lobbyists of any type of industry and say that it's clear that these lobbyists are affecting people's opinions on certain subjects. And then now that person can pull that card out of their pocket and be like, you sound like a flat earther. And it washes away the discussion. It's the same idea here.
I can't say, chat, in like my, what's it, like 2 or so years of like doing React stuff on YouTube, that I've like ever had someone say, Moresty, you're about as conspiracy as like, you're about as conspiratorial as a flat earther, and wrote me off that way. I can't say that's ever happened. Do you know what I mean? Strange. Very strange. Moresty, what's your record time for a bong rip? I've got some good times. Dimitri.
Here, except instead of flat earther, it's grifter. Like, yeah, of course you believe that this company is anti-customer because that guy over there is doing it too, even though he bought the product and now he's reviewing it 5 times a day. It just pollutes the entire discussion. And I hope that makes sense. I don't want to tell you guys who you should and shouldn't subscribe to,
No, you
but I'll
should
tell you
say
this from one pro-customer person to another. If there's a YouTuber that you are watching that spoke negatively about the Switch 2 excessively, I'm not saying the ones that just say like, oh, there's like 1 or 2 problems here and there. I'm saying like they excessively made it part of their image for the past couple of months. And now they have a Switch 2 in their hands. They're making reviews of the entire console inside out. They're talking about the Joy-Cons every single day. They're talking about the accessories every single day. They're talking about different games.
No, I agree.
I would actually recommend not watching those.
No, 100%.
Or, you know, watch them, but understand what they're doing. The same...
No, I definitely agree. But again, I think what you're doing is that you're kind of like in the red zone, and you're like going, yeah, but those guys are like even redder than me. They're crimson. They're scarlet. Look at those. Those guys are scarlet, bro. Those guys are scarlet. Not violet, but scarlet. Those guys are prehistoric, bro. Those guys are prehistoric. Oh, yeah, okay, Nintendo. Okay, Nintendo. Okay.
way you would watch a Nintendo channel and realize that they're speaking highly about a new Nintendo console because it's good for them, understand that you're watching these guys and they're speaking about this thing just because it's better for them. Because that's the sign that they're trying to make, is that they're doing this for the sake of the subscriber, for the clicks. I mentioned a few videos ago that my friend has offered me a Switch 2 to use for reviews as much as I would like. But I don't want to do that because I don't want to advertise anything in a positive light for Nintendo.
Wow, stunning and brave, chat.
And I know that I won't give it a negative review because I'm a Nintendo guy. If I play Mario Kart, I'm going to enjoy Mario Kart. When I did my hands-on impression because I played the thing for Nintendo. And I know that I won't give it a negative review because I'm a Nintendo guy. If I play Mario Kart, I'm going to enjoy Mario Kart. When I did my hands-on impression because I played the thing for like...
So you're afraid that if you get a Switch 2, you're going to like it too much. And in fact, that's going to ruin the grift, yeah? I don't know, NintenDeen, that's a bit... You're a bit worried, huh? You're a bit worried, and you're a bit worried about that sort of thing? I don't know, man. I think you should... Do you know what I think you should do, Nintendo? I think you should borrow that friend's Switch. And you should play with me. You should play Mario Kart. How about that? How about you get 11 of your friends, okay? I'll get 11 of my finest live chatters. And we'll do a 1v1. We'll do a 12v12 to figure out who's the best Nintendo guy on planet Earth. The choice is yours, Mr. Dean. Arsenal versus Manchester United. The 2000s derby, brother. Let's bring it back in 2025.
45 minutes or whatever it was. That whole video was pretty neutral. I highlighted the positives and I highlighted the negatives. And a lot of the negatives were mostly the price of the console or the lack of other options to play aside from Mario Kart. Also, I didn't mention this last time, but I think the battery is a lot worse than Nintendo is saying that it is. Obviously, I don't have enough hands-on experience with it.
I think the Switch 2's battery is way better than the Switch 1's. I've had like what's it like undocked. I think it could probably get like, from my experience, you get like a good more like, I think my Switch 1 died after like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, whereas this one lasts usually like 5 or so before it dies. At least my one anyway. Depends on the game definitely as well, but Switch 2's battery's way better.
But I remember it was just dropping really quickly, even when we're just on the home screen. But I mean, that's also like the problem with buying immediately, right? If you just wait a bit, people will have reviews of it, and
yeah, it's almost like a why bring it up, but you know, he's got to be negative, you know, he's got to get the clicks going, you know
if these things are as they are. Whereas right now, everybody's kind of learning all this stuff at the same time together. And finally, here's the last point that I think is worth bringing up. If the next move for these YouTubers is an apology to the fans because they decided to buy the Switch 2, like they bought it and didn't realize everybody was going to be mad, and then now people are being mad about that. That's part of the BS. Don't buy it. Don't even click on that video. Actually, let me just put this up front. If I ever post a video and the thumbnail is me looking into the camera with a caption that reads, "I'm sorry," that's the day that you unsubscribe. That's the day that you stop watching my stuff. Because that will be the day where I am using human feelings and sincerity to be disingenuous.
Like, I love how you set like an incredibly lofty goal for yourself. If I buy a Switch 2, then I make the apology, then I may say I'm sorry, then you guys can be upset with me. You know? Then you guys can be upset with me. So what if we so what if you buy a Switch 2? Come on, buy a Switch 2, NintenDeen, come on. Buy a Switch 2, buy a Switch 2. Come on.
And at that point, I do not deserve a view. I do not deserve a subscriber. I don't deserve a moment of your time. The apology videos...
Buy it, NintenDeen. Do the thumbnail. Do the thumbnail. Do the pose. Do the pose, NintenDeen. Do the pose. Do the come on. You want to used to be a Nintendo fanboy. You know how to do the face. You know how to do the face, NintenDeen. Though. Go on. Hey, go. Ah, you know it. The soy is activating. It's activating. It's programming, chat. It's programming. It's like. I've activated his latent programming, gamers. Oh my god.
Are worse clickbait than anything else.
Oh, come on. You know you wanted that.
Grifting than anything else.
You know you wanted that.
There
Come
is
on.
no clear sign of someone
come
not
to the
being
dark side,
genuine
okay?
than a video like that.
Come on.
Not because apologies are bad, but the I'm sorry and looking into the camera thumbnail or the like.
Obviously, I know what he's doing. He's referencing Mutahar, which if your bar for unsubscribing is Mutahar, I think you're just being ridiculous. No one could be as horribly tone deaf as Mutahar was in that video. So I think he's doing the thing where he's setting an unbelievably low bar for him to reach, which is never going to be reached. Like, it's unbelievable.
To talk, look, that's like, come on, don't fall for that kind of stuff. No, either way, look, I am not a big YouTuber.
Fall for this instead, gamers. Fall for this instead.
I've actually only recently starting referring to myself as a YouTuber. I used to fight against it, be like, no, I'm not a YouTuber. I just upload videos on YouTube.
Guys, it used to be such a quirky meme. It used to be such a quirky meme. I'm sorry. There's just so many little. He's literally activating my sleeper agent nerves, gamers. Literally, every single term he's used has been one of the ones that I can't stand. Guys, I'm not a YouTuber. Guys. Guys, please stop calling me a YouTuber.
But now more and more people are saying YouTuber.
I love it when people say that. It's like, brother, what the fuck you are? Are you on like Odyssey, bro? Are you on fucking like a Substack, bro? Like what do you think you are? Where are you? Are you a Twitch streamer? Where are you?
So like,
what do you think was gonna happen?
But the point is that I am not big. I am not famous. I am not rich. I am not doing this as a livelihood. This is a hobby. The reason I engage as much as I do in the comment sections is because this is my hobby. The reason I upload as much as I do is because this is my hobby.
Is it? Yeah? Is it? Crazy.
And I will continue to do it as long as I enjoy it. And of course, as long as you guys enjoy it as well. I'm still here for the cause. And this is my plea to any of you that bought the Switch 2 already.
Oh, I have.
Feel like you have buyer's remorse.
No, I don't.
There's probably a return window from where you bought it from. If you feel dirty because you bought the Switch 2, know that that feeling is not going to pass, and you're always going to feel dirty about it. There's still a return window, and it's worth returning your Switch 2.
Felt filthy, oh my god. I felt icky, guys.
And it does help the cause.
No.
Otherwise, for those of you that...
It does help. Bruv, he used to be so idealistic. Holy shit. Oh my god. I don't know what's worse, I'll be real with you. I don't know what's worse. If he still feels the same now, guys... Don't settle for less. Fight for more. Or if he's just like, I don't know what's what, like that, or yeah, don't know what the fuck ass fellow was talking about. That guy's a fucking nerd, bro. I don't know what was worse. I don't know what was worse, honestly. Either would be funny to me. Do you feel icky? Oh, I feel icky as hell, bro. I feel icky sticky. I feel icky Vicky, bro.
The Switch 2 and love it. I'm happy for you, and I've been saying I've been happy for you for 2 months.
I'm glad you're happy for me. And now buy a Switch 2 and play with me, okay?
I'm glad for anybody that buys a console and enjoys it. But yeah, I think that's enough for one day. I've had a busy Friday. I thought I'd be uploading more, but it just life sometimes gets in the way. So
I've had a busy Friday too.
The day after, you never know. I'm sure there will be more and more news stories to cover, like the fact that articles online are using Nintendo Prime as a source of how they know that the Switch 2 is selling very well. Seriously, this is like a big one. There's one on the front page of Reddit saying that the Nintendo Switch has sold a certain number of units and it's selling faster than anything else. And their source was prominent Nintendo YouTuber Nintendo Prime has insiders telling him
oh my god, no way. Really?
Before that. That might be a good topic for tomorrow. We'll see. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
What an interesting watch, gamers. What interesting delve into the mind of NintenDeen. Oh my god. I didn't think this would be have that many gems for us. But I think there was enough gemeralds in this video for this to be a good time all around, eh? I think this is I used to be such a small bean, gamers. He used to be such a small bean. And now look at him, It's just all over. It's just all over. Now he just be uploading anything. He just be talking. He just be typing now, you know what I mean? NintenDeen. Used to be something, man. You used to be something. Because it turns out you were just another one of those, eh? You're acting like somebody else. It gets me frustrated. That's how it is, man. That's how it is. Do you know the word? Okay, I'll be real with you, right? Okay, if NintenDeen is actually watching this, because like I know he said he was a fan of my stuff, right? So I don't want to be like super mean to him. I'll be a little bit mean to him. But I won't be super mean to him. If you do want to beat the grift allegations, because like I watched this video, right? I didn't watch all of it because again I wanted to avoid like spoilers. And again, I don't think this video was like that bad. I think like again I watched like the first 6 minutes of it. His logic seems kind of sound. The issue I have with NintenDeen, I think the biggest issue I have with NintenDeen, right, is that like he be finding like the stupidest, most dumb fuckiest comments, and then he hearts them. Like Dynamax is blowing me out. Wait till they find out Pokemon's there. Wow! Oh my god! Wow! Do you mean a straw man comment out of no? I'm just like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, this is the shit you be hiring? This is the shit you be like giving your endorsement? Oh, come on, man. I'm seeing Pokemon fans trying to blame the hardware when Xenoblade... Where? Who? I'm turning into an owl. Who is it? Who? No, seriously. No. Absol7448. Who? If you submit them to my Discord, I will watch them and laugh. Because I don't know who is saying this. Because, like, I'm having so much fun with PLZA right now. I'm never defending the shoddy graphics, you know what I mean? I think it looks fine. But, like, I'm never defending the graphics for not being the best it could possibly be because it was the biggest IP on planet Earth. If you're finding people that, please show me. Please show me. I'd laugh at them, bro. He saw one tweet on Twitter, and NintenDeen's giving that his heart of approval. That's my issue. Unironically, ignore everything I've said about this video. That's my issue with you, NintenDeen. If you genuinely don't want to seem like a grifter, you be liking some of the most rancid nonsense in your fucking comments. This wouldn't get a heart from me. That's what I'm saying. This wouldn't be getting a heart from me. And then again, it's like Simon's going to crack out Hall Reliable again. Oh boy! Hard Gold, the most overrated game in the series. Literally, man, it's unbelievable. Not gamers. If anyone's been watching my collective 12 hours of streaming Pokemon, what is the thing I've said like 7 times? I've said this like 10 times, like 7 to 10 times. They should have had voice acting in this game. No one is saying, no one, I'm telling you, chat, no one on planet Earth is saying they don't need voice acting. No one is saying this. No real life human being that isn't a glassy-eyed automaton is saying they don't need voice acting. Because I said that with how well they've choreographed the cutscenes and the dialogue, it literally is objectively worse not having voice acting. Because, like, the dialogue is actually really funny. That's one thing that shocked me about PLZA. The dialogue is actually really interesting and kind of funny and strange and quirky. And I think voice acting with this, like, level of writing could have gone so hard. It really could have. Like, the other Pokemon games, I'm like, they could have needed them. But, like, I thought the writing was shit anyway, so why the fuck do you need to bother people? But the writing in this game is actually kind of good. You needed voice acting. No one is saying this, but you're hiring anyway. No one is saying this, NintenDeen. No one is saying this. If they are, make a video about them. Easy 10 bomb, brother. I say easy 10 bomb, but I don't think NintenDeen is satisfied with 10 bombs anymore. I don't think he's satisfied with them. He needs like 20 bombs. He needs like 50 bombs. You know what I mean? Easy 50 bomb, brother. Easy 50 bomb. You know what I mean? You need that. That's my issue. Honestly, not Nintendo fans are anything if it's slot. Pokemon fans only buy slot. Like some of the most nonsense comments you've ever seen. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, brother, what are we doing here? That's my issue. That's my genuine issue with NintenDeen. He just be liking some of the most nonsense comments on planet Earth, and is shocked that people call him a grifter. You know what I mean? Because like, Lord knows I'm not shocked in the slightest. But either way, let's go for an actual Bravo 6 game. Let's have a look. Because of course we'll have a look. New Pokemon Snap? Yeah, nah, come on. New Pokemon Snap doesn't count. It doesn't count. To be honest, the change in channel topic was weird. The anti-Nintendo videos are still enjoyable to watch, and I agree with most of the points. Gamer retrospects are always way more enjoyable. Maybe making 1 to 2 longer videos about Nintendo weekly while making 3 to 4 retrospective videos could do better for the channel. Oh my god, what does NintenDeen say? There'll be a plethora of new videos coming up on NintenDeen Plus channel very soon. Like within 2+ weeks, needs to wrap up a few things. Or there'll be a daily series like Super Mario Galaxy. There'll be the same type of videos, but I don't think it'll be daily. Maybe do 2 or 3 longer ones. I want to cover Banjo. Let's have a look. I actually haven't looked at NintenDeen Plus. How regularly does this one go in? Oh, he abandoned it a month ago, gamers. Oh no, a whole month. A whole month, Mr. Dean. What happened? You uploaded a cut. He gave up. Oh, the channel's dead, Mr. Dean. It's dead in the ditch. It's dead in the ditch, brother. They don't make the money. Is that what it is? I need that money. I need that money. Back in my day, we called these types of people hypocrites, did we? It's a common tactic. Change the word, and it will seem different. Some modern day gamers made 2 videos of why I won't buy it and ended up buying one. Yeah, he's definitely a grifter hard R, definitely. And they fought a dead channel gamers. Just because I hate Nintendo's greed with the Switch 2 doesn't mean I'll blindly hate everything they've made before. In the same way, just because I like Nintendo, the games Nintendo used to make doesn't mean I'll blindly praise them regardless of how much they screw me. I mean, 9/11 was bad. The Mutar situation is just sad, honestly. Bro folded me. It wasn't sad. It was funny. Okay, it was really, really funny. I can't think of a brand new blockbuster RPG that doesn't have voice acting. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, you're talking to someone who's also playing Persona 3 Reload, and I love the voice acting in that game. Like, the voice acting in the game is phenomenal. And yet, I be playing Pokemon, and it's like text on. I'm like, come on, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing here? If I've learned anything from basically boycotting Pokemon after All Right there, a lot of people complain yet will still buy the same thing. Yeah, it's the Call of Duty cycle. I experienced this with Call of Duty. Pokemon is a whole other level. Yeah, true, honestly. Oh, I'm one of those. Oh, he admits it. But sadly, even if the games are out of date ugly, I still enjoy them. So yeah, I buy them, lol. I stopped playing them for 2-3 gens with son of me, but I bought them years later. I don't know, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. The cute little mobs. Oh no. This guy. Poor guy. The cute little mobs, huh? Serena was looking at him kind of funny, do you know what I mean? That's what it was. Now I'm waiting till they say, okay, okay, you own your Switch. I don't know what this means. I don't know why he hearted it neither. I felt that Nintendo promoters have taken on multi-level marketing type personally. I mean, yeah, sure. I admire your candor in this video. I've been exhausted by the social media drama. I miss the old days when magazines generate the most hype for gaming. All this topsy-turvy online social engineering and manipulation these days is damaging for both consumers and game companies, one way or the other. Wow! Oh my God, gamers, hang on. Let me show you. Oh my God, what an old fucking fraud. Holy gamers, hang on. Oh, I've got the perfect example, gamers. I've got the perfect example. Wow, Biffert and the sprites. Oh my God! Oh my, and hang on, if I refresh gamers, he's not there! He's not there anymore! Wow! Instead I get Shadow's popularity isn't a threat. But the video's unavailable because I keep getting that glitch. Crazy, huh? Crazy. Honestly, do you know what happens, gamers? I've had some people literally say to me, mostly, like, ever since you've told me about the people online phenomena, I've spotted it everywhere. It's ruined content creation for me. I see so many people doing it. It's fucking annoying. And I'm just like, listen, man, I'm sorry I gave you this forbidden knowledge. Okay, I genuinely am. But I watch a lot of YouTubers who don't do it, okay? That's why. I don't watch a lot of YouTubers that do it, all right? I'm sorry if I awoke you to this nonsense. But by being awake, you can manage to shift those people out of your worldview. Do you know what I mean? If anything, you should be happy, gamers. I gave you the virus. Now you can free yourselves from the algorithmic slop. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, gamers. I've gone woke. I love black people and minorities, gamers. Makes it. Oh my God, chat. Oh my God. Hang on. Gamers, hang on. Hold, gamers, hold. My game theory was, since this video has aged a bit poorly, we could say, all right? What say we take the extended Rayman look into obviously what Daniel. This aged well, didn't it? Immediately, gamers, immediately. You're the grifter. Projection. It was like play essence asking money. Those are good. Yeah, exactly. Frame on. This is gonna be the most hypocritical video ever, brother. Why are you the only 30-plus-year-old man allowed to complain about console being somewhat overpriced? You're the definition of a desperate Nintendo grifter. Despite your name, you barely have any personality outside of hating every direct, every game, every update made by N. I bet you can't even have a normal conversation with any fan, heck, normal person who remotely plays video games with them, without being preachy and disingenuous. Just like the people you've talked about in this video. Harsher than I would have done, personally. I do think that NintenDeen is capable of having a normal conversation. I still genuinely believe that NintenDeen is just doing this for, like, money. But he's, like, lost himself in the source a little bit. He's definitely lost himself. I would say a little bit. He's definitely lost himself in the source. I think he's still capable of having a normal conversation. I don't think he's that far gone. It's definitely looking sus, though. Do you know what I mean? Definitely looking sus. I wouldn't agree with that. I'm gonna downvote that. That was mean. Makes a video with Colin Grifters becomes one. Soft A. Grifter soft A, okay? Sage pot. Oh my god, look at this. All the recent comments are just like dogging on him for this. Bit about pot calling the kettle black situation. A little bit. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. What if the I'm sorry is similar to your Nintendo Switch 2 video got out? I don't know what that means. Did you get the message be the same as them? You throw around buzzwords like you throw around the anti-consumer buzzwords. What do you mean by that exactly? Is it when the company does something you don't like? That's true. It is a fancy buzzword people like using. You want to hear? Oh man. Widowly? You're widowly? A gift to yourself. Widowly. You get hit with a widowly, bro. He's a limp-wristed batty boy who gets no a single view from me. Other grifters win on this occasion with his traffic. That's mean. You can't call him a batty boy. That's mean. I haven't heard that since I was in like secondary school. Fucking hell. That's an old ass insult. I stopped following Arlo because how negativity was. I'm glad someone else felt that too. Yeah, no, definitely not these days. Definitely not these days. Definitely not these days. Arlo's way too positive now. I'm sorry, but I don't value anyone shitting on the Switch 2 if they don't do the same thing for Sony, Microsoft, Valve. Where were these people at Microsoft, Sony were permabanning people hardware? Well, when Sony delisted, removed downloaded content from people's console. Where were they when Valve wiped out entire people's digital libraries? Yeah, this is just schizophrenia. I'll be real with you. I hope that NintenDeen, clap this guy. NintenDeen, clap this guy, surely. Clap this guy, bro. So I can't speak for anyone else, but I only buy Nintendo games because they outlasted the mainstream gaming practice for this long. They had their flaws, but they're always better. The console generation feels like they're falling in line with the garbage industry, and that's why I'm pushing back. I cut off Sony with the PS3 and Xbox with the X-Bone, and me ended up buying a Series X, but it was more of an emulation issue. I don't want to cut Nintendo off. It feels like Nintendo's the only hope. If they fall in line with the other guys, then it's just downhill. I'm glad you enjoy it, though. I don't hate people for buying it or saying it's good. It's their choice after all. Too nice. Too nice. Too nice. Way too nice. Way too nice, Nintendo. You should have cooked him. This guy is just like fucking schizo posting. I would have just like nonsense. Because like this makes the if you guys was wondering, this comment makes the implication that everyone has to care about every issue all of the time ever. And it's like NintenDeen can I don't know why you expected NintenDeen to care about any of this shit. Yeah. Should have cooked him, Mr. NintenDeen. You should have cooked him. Should have cooked him. Grifters. He hired it. Classic. Fuck the modern gamer. All chills, grifters, and just want it cause it's trendy. And FOMO. ... Fucking sad. ... Real passion, etc. is gone. ... As a youngling who's first as a youngling, his first console was the Wii U. Yeah, I ain't reading the rest of that, little bro. As a youngling, ooh, my first console was the Wii U, sir. My first console was the Wii U. Oh, I'm okay, thank you. I'm alright. I'll leave it there, gamers. I'll leave it there. Let's see, I hate to say it, but those people are turning 18 now. Fucking hell, bro. Ridiculous. Either way, NintenDeen. I will do my closing thoughts on my thoughts on Nintendo. I think my initial assessment of NintenDeen was that he's a bit of a lover scorned, in that he was a bit of a Nintendo fanboy, hence the name NintenDeen. And once he made his video, dunking on the Switch 2 or Nintendo, so to speak, he realized that it was a lucrative business model, and coped his way through becoming the channel he is now. Obviously, it started with, but I'm just talking about my opinion. I'm just saying what needs to be said. I'm just saying what needs to be said. And just saying what needs to be said has garnered you a wealth of fame, a wealth of influence in the Nintendo space. Which, hey, listen, if you want to do it, you want to do it. But let's not pretend you're anything more than you actually are, which is a grifter with a soft A. I'm not going to call you grifter harder. So I don't think you're a grifter harder. I think you mean what you say. But personally, I think I would have had a lot more respect, and I think a lot of people would have had a lot more respect if you did the Bearman 3600 approach of making your videos about the Switch 2 and just fucking off into the sunset. You have opted not to, So I don't think I can blame people for calling you a grifter. I think if someone calls you a grifter, I don't think you can be mad. And if you're asking what my actual opinion is of you, I think your content is actually decently sound for the most part. But when you make videos like this, I don't think people can fault you for calling you a grifter. And even when I look at your catalog and having seen some of your videos, there is definitely part of me that goes like, did you really need to make this video? But then I realized, of course you did. It was an easy 38K bomb. It was an easy 23K bomb. It was an easy 162K bomb. It was an easy 52K bomb. Like, the views you're getting are unbelievable, brother, okay? You're managed to pull off quite the business model for yourself, all right? So when people call you a grifter, I don't think you can get that pissed. I still have a drink with you, though, because I need to be able to tell you that Man United sucks to your face. So I wouldn't say you're not invited to the house. It's just a shame that you kind of... fell in line a bit harder than I would have personally. You know, there's a reason why, for example, on my Moresty channel, I alternate between chicanery videos and fun videos. Because I believe that because like right now, for example, if someone wants to look at my channel, I think it's very clear that if someone's like looking for more than 2 seconds, obviously if someone hates my channel, they hate my channel. But you can very clearly see a pattern of, this is a video where like I'm kind of, and this is a fun video. I watched Johnny versus Mario Sunshine, an old sort of like gaming review from the days of old. It was just really, really fun. And I followed that with another really fun video to watch. And then another like, so like chicanery fun. So if someone wants to write me off as reaction slop, I don't care. But if someone wants to do a deep dive on my channel and say I just covered chicanery, I have literal proof I don't. Do you know what I mean? I have literal proof I don't. But when someone looks at your channel and it calls you a grifter, I don't think they're necessarily outside of the realms of craziness when they say that about you. Does that make sense? I don't think we're getting into like the crazy zone. We're not getting into the crazy zone, you know what I mean? We're not getting into it's a reasonable claim for someone to make. And what I will say is, if you do want to beat the allegations, maybe vary up a little bit, although why would you? You're making so much money, bro. You're making so much money, Mr. Dean. You're making so much money, all the more money that you should be placing on bets for Man United to lose. Either way, I just look up, I don't hate him. I don't hate NintenDeen, but I do think it's a little... I don't think he's a little bit sus among us, my fellow grifter. And I'll leave it there, gamers. I'll leave it there.